Brought to you by the Coalition to Save the Boombox. Major funding is provided by the National Endowment for the Humanities. Corporate funding provided by Polaroid Camera Company and the Atari Corporation of America. Generous funding and production support provided by Rehab Media, with additional support from Anatomy Creative, and by the financial support of viewers like you. Recounting every moment of human history in which the boombox has played a seminal role would be nearly impossible. The inextricable intertwining of this device with human history has made it difficult to gain perspective on the object itself. However, examining the boombox's role in political revolution may help to shed light on this essential partnership. Prior to the invention of the printing press, the boombox was the most effective method for transmitting social and political information within communities. And in an era of political upheaval, information fuels action.
In many ways, I suppose, the importance of the rural boombox during the medieval era cannot be understated. Take the case of the Wellington B-Boy Uprising of 1316. With just 40 men and 2 jamboxes, the serfs of Wellington managed to overthrow their feudal lords in less than 2 days, armed only with top rocks and primitive flare moves. Without the boombox, this sort of revolt would have been quite impossible.
Historically, the boombox has been of greater use to the socially disadvantaged. Time and time again, as historical circumstances have conspired against the weak, the boombox has stepped up to provide a voice that could not be ignored.
For the first time, a man with 1 free shoulder and 12 D batteries could change the world. Neither the church nor the monarchy had ever seen such a direct threat to their power. They engaged in a campaign of eradication, resulting in the near extinction of the boombox by the end of the Dark Ages. But with its rediscovery and propagation by such notable figures as Leonardo da Vinci and Blaise Pascal, the Enlightenment saw a vast resurgence of b-boy culture.
Nowhere during the Enlightenment was the boombox more prevalent than in the salons and political clubs of France. As in England, the boombox was quickly identified as the single biggest threat to the French aristocracy, and as such became an immediate target for campaigns of violence.
During this time, one could see throughout the streets of Paris, literally gutters full of tweeters, woofers, tape deck receivers. The streets ran black. They ran black with the guts of the cassette tapes. You could not step outside your home without seeing firsthand the violence of the ruling class. This was one of the primary catalysts of the French Revolution.
Across the pond, the American colonists were making waves of their own. The British Crown, along with the RRIA, the Royal Recording Industry Association, took aim at upstart colonial cassette distributors. It wasn't long before the ensuing taxes and frivolous lawsuits became more than the colonists could bear.
At this point, the colonies were like a tinderbox, just waiting for the right match to set them off. And that match took the form of the RRIA lawsuit against Thomas Jefferson's niece, Shanice, for daring to play an unauthorized version of the Happy Birthday song on her birthday.
The resulting battle pitted colonists against loyalists in dance-offs that left the streets of Boston strewn with ripped cardboard, speaker wire, and sprained ankles. It wasn't long afterwards that the Founding Fathers signed the Declaration of Independence and sent it to King George in a 13-track mixtape, one for each colony.
Now it was on and poppin'. You have to understand that the boombox was the chrome soapbox of its day and a fixture in all the revolutionary meeting halls. Its beats blasted through the streets of Boston. It quickly became a symbol of the American struggle. Since its content was strictly regulated by the British Crown, its use as a revolutionary symbol became very fitting.
With the boombox permanently stitched into the very fabric of American history, its continuing cultural relevance seemed assured. But a brave new world of uncertainty awaited it. Continued in Part 3.